Hello students, in the last videos we had discussed the topic called question tags. In this video we are going to discuss about framing WH questions. Before going to deal with the WH questions, we need to understand what are exactly WH questions. Because I have come across certain students asking, there are certain words which begin with H. Then why should we call them as WH questions? Here I have made a small list of WH questions and why actually I have categorized them into two. Firstly, to tell you about WH questions, WH questions are the questions which begin with the words either with W or with H. Hence, they are known as WH questions. It might be what or it might be how. So, including all the words here I have given, they are known as WH questions. First, we need to go one by one and where actually we should use them, and thereafter we shall deal with the examples. The first one, what. I have given even the Kannada meaning of the word. Second one, which. Third, when. Four, where. Fifth, why. Sixth, who. Seventh, whom. Eighth, whose. Here, these all words begin with W, and I'm going to read now the words which begin with H letter. For example, how much, how many, how far, how old, how long, how well, how frequently. All right, these are some WH questions which we regularly use in our daily conversations. But when are you going to use them? That is the question. For example, whenever we are using what, it will be in general sense. To give you an example, what are you doing? We are asking here generally. We are not particular. For example, if he is reading and we observe him reading, we ask him, what are you reading? But we do not use which for general sense, but for the sake of selective sense. We become a little particular than what. As I have already told you, we use what for general sense. For example, what are you doing? But once he says that I am reading English grammar, then we use the word called which to be little particular. For example, which topic are you reading in English grammar? So it is going to be selective, it is going to be particular. This is a slight difference in usage between what and which, I can say. And now the third one, when. When is used whenever we are willing to make use of time. Whenever the context of time comes in our sentence, then we use when. In the same way, where comes in the context of place. For example, if someone is going outside and you want to ask him a question, don't you use where? For example, where do you want to go? Here, we are willing to know the place where exactly he wants to go. Thereafter comes why. Usually, this kind of a WH question is used to understand reason, or whenever we seek reason, then we want to use the WH word why. To give you the example, if someone does the mistake in the classroom while the class is going on, the teacher asks the student as, why did you do that? So here I have made use of the word called why. And what is the intention of using the WH word? The teacher wants to know the reason. Hence, you need to understand the word why is usually used to seek reason. And who is used to refer a person or know the person. For example, who is he? Here we are referring to person. Who are they? It is in plural. So whenever it is referred to person or persons in a sentence, then we have to use who. Whom is slightly different from who. What is the difference? Some people or some students feel to ask question. Whom is used whenever we want to ask question a person. Question to a person who is in objective case. For example, if someone says, I want to meet Ramesh. Here, the person who is saying the sentence is different, and the person who is in objective case is different. We are not asking here any question related to the person who is speaking, but if we want to ask the question related to a person who is in objective case, then we have to use whom. For example, whom do you want to meet? And obviously, the answer will be Ramesh, because the word whom wants to ask directly question to the person who is in objective case, that is Ramesh. And what is whose? When should we use it? It is usually used to refer to a person who is in possessive case. For example, if we see a pen, we want to ask about the pen and the owner of it. How do we ask the question usually? Whose pen is it? It means we want to know who had possessed the pen, who had lost it. Hence, we use the WH word called whose. Thereafter, we have some more H words. They are how much, how many, how far, how old, how long, how well, how frequently. So for each question, each WH word, you can make sentences according to the context as per your need. I'm just making you to understand where exactly we have to use them, because as you know, most of you will be understanding or will be having the understanding level whenever certain sentences are asked to frame the questions. How? Where do you use? For example, how are you? Second one, how much? For example, how much struggle you put. For example, third one, how many problems did you face? Fourth one, how far can you go to reach God? Fifth one, how old are you now? Sixth one, how long can you wait? Seventh one, how well can you speak? Eighth one, how frequently do you face the problem? So, usually these kinds of questions you regularly use in your conversations. How is used for asking manner, how much is referred to quantity, how many referred to number, how far related to distance, how old related to age, how long is referred to duration, how well is a modifier, and how frequently is indicating the frequency. So it takes much time to explain and justify all the points I have given here. But still, I hope you can understand when and where exactly can we make use of all these WH words in our sentences. All right, now we shall go to see how we can frame a question, that too WH question. Here I am going to discuss yes or no questions as well as WH questions. To frame both the questions, I have tried to give you certain steps which you are supposed to follow. And there are totally 5 steps which you need to follow to convert a statement or an ordinary sentence into WH question. For example, when an ordinary sentence has been given as a question for you to convert as a yes or no question or a WH question, you have to first understand the meaning of the sentence. For example, the students watch cricket every day. is an assertive sentence. It is a normal sentence, an ordinary sentence, and we have to convert it into firstly yes or no question, thereafter WH type of question. What are those points? The first step to follow is understanding the meaning. Secondly, trying to recognize the tense. That is very, very important. If you understand the meaning of the sentence and become unable to understand the tense, that will be a little problem. You cannot go further thereafter. You might be in dilemma. You may commit mistake if you do not understand the tense of the sentence. Here, the students watch cricket every day is in simple present tense. And once you understand the tense, there everything doesn't end. You need to understand even what will be the form of the verb and what will be the helping verb in the simple present tense. That is also equally important. Once you recognize the tense, you will have to divide it into parts of the sentence. For example, the students as subject, watch as verb, cricket as object, and the other sentence come. Here, after recognizing the tense, we have to take out the word called watch and we have to write the form of the verb. What is the form of the verb here? It is verb number 1. We may little become confused here. The reason is usually the formula of simple present tense is subject plus do or does plus verb number 1 plus box. In box, many other parts do come. According to the formula, we are unable to find here the helping verbs called do or does in the above sentence. Then what should we do? We have to use our head properly. We have to think more. And after thinking, we come to know that here the helping verb called do is understood. Hence, verb number 1 equals to do plus verb number 1. And according to the formula, the sentence will be the students do watch cricket every day. The meaning might be little different, but in the context I am saying, you have to write the sentence as I have written here. The third one, helping verb. Helping verb has to come first for framing yes or no question. So only if you want to frame yes or no question out of an assertive sentence, then these are the only 3 steps you have to follow. And the formula you need to understand. And what will be the formula? It will be helping verb plus subject plus verb number 1 plus box plus question mark. Once you understand the proper formula of the yes or no question, then you have to write it. And the sentence will be Do the students watch cricket every day? And here we should not forget writing question mark after the sentence. That is very, very important. That is the fourth step. After that, fifth one is making use of WH word finally appropriately according to the marked word. Here I am saying you according to the marked word. While asking you to frame WH word out of an assertive sentence, they mark certain words. The reason is if they do not mark the certain words, you can write the sentence with various WH words. If they mark the words, then appropriate or particular WH word has to come. And according to that, here cricket has been marked. And what will be the appropriate WH word? And the appropriate word will be what? And the final WH sentence will be what do the students watch every day? Here, what do the students watch every day? Once you write, you should not forget giving a question mark.